If you can see me, press 1. And if you can hear me, press 2. If you can see me, press 1. And if you can hear me, press 2. Let me know everything is good. It's top shelf or nothing. If I look good and I sound good, let me get a 1 and let me get a 2 in the chat. I appreciate that. Welcome to Heaven on Earth, the #1 home for personal development. This is ministry for the abstract mind, and it's a safe space for everybody out there that has an out-the-box philosophy. Over here, we do not believe that you have to die in order to go to heaven. All you have to do is be real, reflective, enlightened, accountable, and most importantly, limitless. I just want to let y'all know I got some good news. That personal development is for everybody. It don't matter about your hair texture. It don't matter about your class status. It don't matter about your education. It don't matter about where you are in the world. It don't matter about your background, if you got a record. It don't matter if you rich or it don't matter if you poor. Personal development is for everybody. So fret not. Whatever condition you in, whatever state you in, whatever you feeling about yourself, look, personal development is for everybody. And you have the ability where you are to create heaven on earth. You could create heaven in your relationships. You could create heaven in your marriage. You could create heaven in the projects. You could create heaven in a jail cell, because heaven is a state of mind. I'm going to say something and I want you to repeat after me when I say it. Who is the most important person in your life? Now, I want you to repeat after me when I say this. Who is the most important person in your life? And I would like you to say, I am. Who's the most important person in your life? All right. Man, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here. You know, I took a long break from this, but I missed this shit and I miss y'all. So we got to crack the algorithm again. We got to get back popping in the algorithm. So I ain't tripping. You know, over here, we take the stairs. So we don't mind the grind. We don't mind the hard work. We don't mind the labor. We're going to make it do what it do. Welcome. It's an honor and a pleasure. Admit it. You aren't like them. You're not even close. You may occasionally dress yourself up as one of them, watch the same mindless television shows as they do, maybe even eat the same fast food sometimes. But it seems that the more you try to fit in, the more you feel like an outsider, watching the normal people as they go about their automatic existence. For every time you say club passwords like have a nice day and weather's awful today, huh? You yearn inside to say forbidden things like, tell me something that makes you cry. What do you think deja vu is? Face it. You even want to talk to the girl in the elevator. But what if that girl in the elevator and that balding man who walks past your cubicle at work are thinking the same thing? Who knows what you might learn from taking a chance on a conversation with a stranger? Everyone carries a piece of the puzzle. No one comes into your life by mere coincidence. Trust your instincts. Do the unexpected. Find the others. It's one of my favorite quotes by Timothy Leary. Find the others. You see the title of the video today. Sick and tired of survival mode. Are you sick and tired? What if I told you that survival mode, if you believe that you're in it, what if I told you that survival mode is your fault? Would you believe me? Would you blame someone else? And if you're in survival mode, are you tired of the shit? Are you willing to do anything to get out of it? Are you willing to think different? What about love different? What about grind different? What about being different? So this is the title of today's build, today's conversation, today's lesson. Do me a favor, as we get back in the algorithm, go ahead and smash that like button for me. And all support, I appreciate it. I'm going to lock in and I'm going to zone out. Today we're going to talk about what is state, what is a mode, a belief is a download, what's your body score. I ain't talking about fucking, but it could be that. Basically, the body keeps score. And so what would be your body score? Basically, the things that happen in your life, the things that you've done, the things that have been done to you. What is your overall score? And that has everything to do with you believing that you're in survival mode. And I have a solution for those that believe that they're in survival mode. You might not like my solution. My solution may trigger insecurities, but I do have a solution. And I believe when it comes to survival mode, it is the only solution. Do you know the brain can't determine if you're going through a real experience or a fake one? Do you know that it is very possible that you have memories that aren't even real? The things that you say about your life could possibly be made up. Some of the things that you experience, you could even be embellishing on it. You may say you're in survival mode, and that may not even be real, because the brain cannot determine or differentiate a real experience from a false one. So the things that are coming out your mouth might be totally false. What if that's true? What if you've been going around saying that you're in survival mode and it ain't even real? What if you are putting yourself in survival mode by your language? You know this shit right here? You know we're in a dream state? This is not even real. Feels real, tastes real, smells real, but it's not real. How do we know? When you go to sleep, where are you? You're in another realm. And when you wake up, you come back to this realm. So the sleep state is a realm, and this state is a realm, right? But before you came into this body, you were somewhere else, right? And that realm is very much real. In fact, the realm that you came from is realer than this realm. This right here is nothing but a dream. And it's an interesting dream because we can impose our thoughts on this realm. We can bend this realm. You remember in the Matrix when Neo was talking to the kid and the kid was bending the spoon. And the mindset of the child was like, what spoon? A lot of our limitations that we have here is based on us believing this shit is real. We're trapped in the human experience. So everything is real. And because we believe this is real, we lose imagination and we lose possibility, right? You see, when we're babies, we got belief, right? We think the impossible is possible. When we're children, we think we can be anything. We don't move around in this environment like it's real. When we're babies, we have imaginary friends. When we're babies, we think we're superheroes. When we're children, we think this realm is something else. And then what happens? We become Democrats. We become Republicans. We become black men, black women, white men. We become Christians. We become Muslims. We start taking on downloads, and the imagination that we were born with, we end up losing. And when we lose it, we lose the creativity. When we say we're in survival mode, that is us losing our creativity. We've been robbed because when you was a child, you didn't know of a survival mode. In fact, if I would have tried to tell you about survival mode, you wouldn't believe me. You thought anything was possible when you was a little boy and you was a little girl. What happened? Who told you that you were in survival mode? What does that even mean? When you say shit like that, you are turning the dream realm, which is this, into a solid realm where now things are no longer fluid and now things are no longer possible. This is the realm of magic, and things can be coded based on language. So when you say you're in survival mode, what are you actually saying? What are you admitting? What are you programming? Now, many scientists keep telling us that this is a holographic realm. And the way shit is created here is through language, right? Okay. So, what is a state? What is a state? Because when you say you're in survival mode, that is a certain state. A state is mode or condition of being, condition of mind or temperament, a condition or stage in the physical being of something. When you say you are in survival mode, that is a state. It's not real, but it becomes real because you believe you're in it, but you're not. But it's real because you say so. You tell people, I'm in survival mode. And when you admit that, there goes the vision board. When you admit that, there goes the creativity. When you admit that, there goes the imagination. When you admit that, there goes you becoming a regular motherfucker, giving up your ability to do magic. Oh, your religion. That's why you say survival mode. Because depending on what your religion is, magic is bad, right? Magic is bad, right? But what is magic? Magic is me saying something and it happens. That's magic. Magic is me writing on a vision board, right? Creating a world that technically doesn't exist. And the world that I create on my vision board ends up becoming a physical reality. You want proof of magic? I'll give you one. If you grew up in the 90s, you heard Jay-Z rapping his ass off about a lot of shit that didn't happen yet. Many of you, depending on your age, you don't know Streets is watching Jay. You don't know they repoed his vehicle. Everything was all good just a week ago. About to start snitching at you. About to start bitching at you. I forgive you, weak ass. Hustling just ain't you. You don't know that Jay. You don't know Jay with the rollie and the vest, right? Now, when you go back and listen to his music, did he ever rap himself in the negative? Why is that magic? Because he went into the studio, rapped on the microphone, it's recorded. Those sounds that he recorded winds up going into the ether. Everybody ends up rapping his words. So the reality that he created in that booth, everyone else begins to chant it. When he gets on stage, people call him Hova. You know how much energy that is? Right? Now, turn it around. I fuck with Pac. But Pac got a song called I See Death Around the Corner. Big got an album called Ready to Die. Language, right? This is, again, the dream world. So you got to be very mindful of what you say and how you create. Because once it's out there and then other people agree and then other people wind up speaking back the language that you said about yourself, now you are starting to create a world, right? But a world of solids where things don't move around anymore. And many of you think you're in survival mode, but you're trapped in your own language. The world that you're in, the state that you're in, the funk that you're in, the lack of creativity that you're in, you created that. Now, I can't speak for nobody in the Congo. I can't speak for nobody in Palestine. I'm talking about in America. This shit was set up by occultists. This shit was set up by witches and warlocks. How do we know? Look at all the symbols in DC. Look at the monuments. Look at the dollar bill. There's a pyramid on it. Look at all the sacred geometry in America, right? This world was set up by people that understand magic, right? And that's why it's important for you and me to agree to shit that is against us. What do I mean by that? Black. That's a form of black magic. I'm a black man. No, I'm not. That's color. Color conceals things, right? The moment I say I'm a black man, I put limitations on my life. Because who said that's what I am? When did I become that? Right? In the 80s, they came up with the term African American to describe people. Before that, it was Negro. Before that, it was Afro American. All these names and labels, but what does it mean? Once I agree to the label, once I agree to the name, these are brands. What happens to my life? What am I saying when I'm a black man? What comes with it? Death and destruction. Because I wasn't born like that. And when I'm dead, am I still a black man? Or I'm only a black man in this body? What about when I'm asleep? Am I still a black man? So I'm only a black man when I come here. So it's important for the master magicians who control this shit. It's important for them to throw out tests, because that's all it is. Because once you pass this shit, you come to the finish line, and the rest of the masters say welcome. It's all a test. This is Mario Brothers. This is a video game. This shit is Zelda. Once you pass this shit, once you get to the finish line, the masters say, welcome, brother. Welcome, sister. How the hell did you do that? You know what I'm saying? Tell me how you passed level 1. How did you get out of poverty? How did you get out of language? How did you get out of gender? How did you escape the area that you was in? And when you rise through the ranks, you come in the room and you see the rest of the masters from around the world, right? You see the rest of the people that went against the grain and focused on self-mastery. And they say, welcome, right? So that's just a form of magic. That's a state. When I say I'm a black man, that is a state. When you say you're in survival mode, that is a state. What is a state? Mode or condition of being. Condition of mind or temperament. Condition or mind or temperament. Do not ever say you're in survival mode ever again, because that is a mental condition. Because what evidence do you have besides the way you're thinking about how you're moving and behaving? What evidence that you have that you're in that state? Who's telling you that? Is anybody walking up to you and saying you're in survival mode? Or are you looking at your life and you are labeling the things around you and your results as being in survival mode? Remember, yo, you was once a little kid, right? And the problems that you have now, the issue is you don't approach it as a child. When you was a child, you thought everything was possible. Anything was possible. When you was a child, there is no way you would look at your set of problems right now and call these problems survival mode, right? You would treat your current life like Legos. You would try different pieces. You would build it a certain type of way to see how it looks. If it doesn't look right, you'll just break the whole thing and start over. When did you start coloring in the lines? Who told you when you were coloring and you weren't in the lines, who told you that that picture wasn't beautiful? You're not in survival mode. You're just coloring in the lines. You're following all the rules. You are too safe. You are too predictable. You need to wow the fuck out and break out. When's the last time you did something for the first time? You're not in survival mode. You are just doing the same shit over and over again, right? And you're having a negative conversation with yourself because you are in a state. And that state has you labeling your environment wrong. You're not in survival mode. You just believe you are. So a state is mode or condition of being, condition or mind or temperament, a condition or stage in the physical being or something. Now, survival mode, survival state. What is a mode? A mode is measuring. Mode is style. Okay? But mode can also mean mood. So when you say you're in survival mode, mode can also mean mood. So you are in a survival mood. So your mind is in a certain state and your body is in a certain state. And Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that feelings are the language of the body. So when you say you're in survival mode, that is the language of the body. But what is a mood? A mood is an emotional condition. So state is a mental condition. Mood is an emotional condition. Now, we know we like to say low vibration, high vibration. Now, it's very interesting what the hell we call low vibrational, right? All that music is low vibrational. Nigga, you just don't like the song. You know what I'm saying? Take me through there. Take me through there. Is that low vibrational? Well, it depends. You know what I'm saying? We say what low vibration and high vibration. We try to categorize the shit as one is negative and one is positive. It's all the same goddamn shit, right? Your vibration for real is your mood. That's what your vibration is. Now, your feelings are the language of the body. Now, when you are walking around, your mood is talking to people. It's not only talking to people, it's talking to the environment. Now, when you get in that car accident, it's very possible that your language attracted the accident because your mood creates an aura. What are you saying with your mood? Now, when you're walking around in resting bitch face, if I'm a person that just wants to bless somebody today, why the hell would I pick you? Look at your mood. It's stank. You walking around frowning, but it's not the frown that's repelling. It's the energy. Now, if I'm on some bullshit, right? I can be 100 miles away. And because that's your mood that you're pushing out, I'm going to find you. So when we're watching the news and we see horrific things happen. We look at it from a human perspective. We don't know what language the body was talking to attract that. Luck is a real thing. Luck is just not preparation meets opportunity. Luck is your mood. I know. This time last year, I was 40 pounds heavier than I am now. And I was going outside, coming back inside with less. I'm trying to figure out, what is it about me that's repelling all the dope shit life got to offer? Why ain't nobody blessing me? And of course, the initial thing is to blame it on the city that I'm in. The initial thing is to say, man, I'm around too many white people. The initial thing is to think it's the environment that I am, but I have no evidence of that. I am walking around 40 pounds overweight, obese. What am I pushing out? What language am I saying to people? Number one, I'm saying that I'm not disciplined. And I'm coming out fly too. I'm talking about dressed to the nines, Jack. I'm coming out fresh. And I'm like, bitch, you ain't choose? No, it's all in my face. And I'm blaming the bitch. Bitch, something wrong with these hoes. No, it's something wrong with me. Because my language, which is my feelings, which is the language of the body, is saying something. So yeah, I'm fresh. You know what I'm saying? I'm popping it, right? But not all in my face. I'm carrying weight. You know what I'm saying? My stomach is on deck. And then I expect somebody to choose. And I expect somebody to pick me. You're not in survival state. You're fat. I know, because I was. You're not in survival mode. Your attitude is trash. You're not in survival mode. You talk fucked up. Hey, I'm broke. Hey, join the club. Why would I want to join that club? Right? Someone say something, you respond back with pessimism. You're not in survival mode. You are creating a state and operating from that state, and now you're labeling the environment. And in the survival mode, it's never your fault. I know, because I was a professional at saying I'm survival mode. And you know what comes with that mindset? You wind up eating anything because you think you're in survival mode, right? So you're like, fuck it. I ain't got it like that. So let me eat McDonald's. You know what it do to your stomach, right? Because you believe you're in survival mode, you pick up that body right there. Now think about a lot of your bodies. That shit came from you believing that you was in survival mode. So you on some, I will take what I can get. Because you believe you're in survival mode. So you believe that's what you deserve. If I could trim down half the bitches I had, a lot of that shit was me believing that I was survival mode, and some of them was bad. But what does that mean? That's just the face. What does that mean? What did I get from the experience? Absolutely, positively nothing. Nothing, right? When I'm at dinner and I'm talking to this hoe and I got to drink and drink and drink to medicate myself because, yeah, she pretty in the face, but she ain't talking about shit, right? What am I doing here? Oh, I'm in survival mode. So let me medicate myself. You know what I'm saying? Let me pretend that this is really where I want to be at. No, right? And you or us, I'm a real nigga. I'm going to talk about that in a sec. I'm just keeping it real. That's survival mode. Yo, I'll do you one better. Listen to the exchange between Nicki and Cardi. Now, does this sound like people that accomplish their dreams? Think about it for a second, right? One from Queens, one from the Bronx, right? Now, on the outside, it looks like, well, damn, these women are very successful, right? Who's Nicki Minaj's husband, right? Ain't Cardi pregnant? Now, you'll look at their money and elevate them, and you won't think they're in survival mode because they're rich. Survival mode is a state of mind, and it's a state of the body. Based on Cardi B's moves, doesn't look like she is not in survival mode. No, it don't. And for you to go back and forth with each other and talk about each other's babies, you are in survival mode. Because what the fuck is the money for? What is the travel for? What is the trips for? What is the lights, camera, action for? If that's how we talk. Now, I know about some good coke, and Nicki is definitely on that. But I'm saying, how do you go there? Because you never left. Right? See, survival mode, you can look fresh. You can dress this shit up, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's people with no bread that ain't in survival mode. It's people living off grid that ain't in survival mode. Right? The average white male is in survival mode. He thinks he's still in the ice. War, conquer is never enough. It's never enough, right? So in his psychology, he thinks he's in survival mode, right? When you hear Umar talk, you would swear, dog, are you on a plantation right now? How he talks. You know what I'm saying? So even a person with degrees can be in survival mode. The black man thinks he's on a plantation. As a black man in America, because you know I'm a black man in America, right? You know I'm a black man in America, right? Nigga rich as hell. You know I'm a black man in America, right? Because you know a nigga can't get a break, man. Because you know they was discriminating against me at the hotel, right? Right? White man, black man, both survival mode. Survival mode. Oh, women in survival mode too. Love, why can't you hustle? You have to be a woman that is a survival mode shorty. Why are you waiting on a dude? That's survival mode. Because you're waiting for somebody to think for you. You're waiting for somebody to do for you. And it's a public library there. Oh, I'm in my femininity. That's survival mode. Get to it. Go dream. You mean Amelia Earhart did all that shit just for you to be trying to be in your feminine energy? You mean Helen Keller was deaf and blind and she was able to move around this earth? She ain't saying nothing about being in her femininity. Josephine Baker did not talk about being in her femininity. Josephine Baker as a child seen the St. Louis riots where people were massacred. How did this lady get to France or overseas doing the banana boat dance? There would be no Beyonce if there wasn't Josephine Baker. This lady wound up getting a chateau. She ain't say shit about being in her femininity. None of that. None of that. Maggie Walker didn't say nothing about being in her femininity. None of these women. They wasn't waiting on shit. So I don't even know this new crop of women. I come up with Queen Latifah and them when they was trying to get to it. A nigga was extra. So all this, oh, I'm in my femininity and let a man lead. That's survival mode. Just say you scared. Just say you ain't got no dreams and you ain't got no goals, because why are you waiting and you're in America? What you waiting on, a matriarchy? A matriarchy would be brutal for your ass. A patriarchy, a man is such a sucker that you could be soft. If women ran this shit and you had to show up, you'd be done. Men are in survival mode. Women are in survival mode. Everybody's in survival mode, right? Because it's a state of mind. So you can have bread and be in survival mode, and you can be poor and be free. right? It's a state of mind, and it is a state of the body. So you have state, mind. You have mood, body. Okay? State, mode or condition of being, condition of mind or treatment, condition or stage in the physical being of something. Then you have mode, which is to measure. And mode goes into mood. They're the same word. Okay? The reason why you believe that you are in survival mode is because of a download. What kind of a download? Character. I am who I am. This is where I'm from. I've done it too. Leaning on where I was born. Oh man, because my mama was this. These are characters that we are in. You're not in survival mode. You are in character. In order to get out of survival thinking and in that state, you must die to the character. And we know that a person could disassociate because I believe Heath Ledger was so in character as the Joker, he could not separate. Same with Jim Carrey, I believe, playing Andy Kaufman, that you can be so in character that you never snap out of it. So when we look at our results, right, we take on new books, we take on new ideologies, but we keep the same character. That's just who I am. What does that mean? What does that mean? You're in character because that's not how you was born. That's where you're comfortable at. Accept me for who I am. Oh, the Lord knows my heart. And because you're in character, that's why you say survival mode. You get out of that character, you will not think you're in survival mode anymore. It's because you are loyal to the character. Kill the character. I've had to kill my character. I created a way of thinking. And because I got a couple of wins in that thinking, I started to be comfortable in that space, even though now the losses started to be more than the wins. I wasn't showing up new. I'm showing up the same every time. Well, I'm from here. You know what I'm saying? Well, this is how I did it, right? Each day is a new day. We have these birthdays and we do birthday parties, but it's the same us, right? Nature changes. Everything changes. Things become new. Old things die. You must kill, destroy the character. So you believing that you're in survival mode is just based on you being a version of yourself that you've been for long, and it's time to check out. And I'm not telling you nothing that I ain't never experienced. I created a character and I got some wins with that character. I hit some bad bitches with that character. And I was like, hell yeah, shit, I'm invested in this. Life changes. And that character that I was in wasn't getting no new wins. I'm having the same feedback loop over and over again. Because I'm talking about them old wins. It's like a nigga coming into the closet, getting them old gators, trying to dust them bitches off, trying to hit the club. Nigga, no. You got to get some new shit, bruh. Right? So the same way we get new clothes, new bags, new nails, new hair, how we get all this outside shit new, but we the same person. I got the new J's on. Same nigga. Oh, she got the bust down. New shit. Same bitch. You the same. This is how I am. That's why you in survival mode. None of it is real. Your character is not even real. You just don't know that you have the option to not be that. It's like, yo, you got some people that root for the same team over and over just because you from a place. You do know you don't have to root for that team, right? These motherfuckers keep losing. You don't have to root for that team. You do know that, right? Just because somebody is your favorite rapper or that's your favorite movie, you know that can change. Your favorite movie when you was a child doesn't have to stay the same because you're older, right? We are loyal to a lot of shit and we think we have to stay there. You don't. You can change. Those favorite toys don't have to be your favorites anymore. You could put them down, play with new toys. Come back to the old ones. You don't have to stay there. You believe you do. Right? You believe you got to be loyal to the black community. Says who? You niggas want to be Malcolm so bad. You want to be the king of niggas so bad. Every issue going on, let me care about that, nigga. No, bro. You don't got to care about that shit. Because guess what? 20 years ago, I was super conscious. This is when woke meant something different. I was blackity black, black this, black that. Well, I don't feel like that now. I'm allowed, right? Your life should be a contradiction. What do I mean by that? You should be doing the opposite of what you said you would do 10 years ago, right? And this is how you know that the reality that people have programmed has become solid, because they'll bring up old tweets of you when you said this. Nigga, what? I changed. I don't feel like that no more. I don't have to be this person no more, which is hard. You know what I mean? That's a scary thing, because in being the people that we are, it's connected to other people. You know what I mean? I can jump in and out of bodies. You know what I'm saying? Come with me. You know what I mean? Come with me on this new journey. You know what I mean? See, it's different when you give a person the option to come with you. Hey, I'm in this new body, but I want you in my life. Come with me. You know what I mean? You don't got to stay the same for nobody. Nobody does. You know what I mean? But do you give a person an option to come with you? You know what I'm saying? So, downloads are softwares. When we say, I am this is who I am, I did this because, or where I'm from, or the era, I'm Gen Z, I'm a millennial, those are downloads. In the reality, none of that shit even exists, because time don't exist. It's just people. You know what I'm saying? It's just people. Well, if you look at a crowd of people, you're not going to know who's Gen Z and Gen X, and that's labeling, trying to, what's codify? I guess I've been wanting to use that word. Codify the environment. Oh, that's Gen Z, right? We got to put things in boxes. Oh, that's Gen Alpha, that's Gen Z, that's Gen Beta, that's the silent generation. You know what I'm saying? None of this shit exists. It's just niggas and bitches in the crowd. That's it. That's it. Bobbleheads in the crowd. It's none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Those are downloads. Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm from here. Imaginary borders. How do you know when you cross California state line and Arizona state line? It's a sign there, but there ain't nothing there, right? It's the same land. We're all on the same earth, but we put these things in these little categories trying to understand ourselves. And we're doing a piss poor job at it. So, if you look at your life, if I look at my life, right? And I'm looking and I am judging my results, I have to be honest with myself and say, these results are based on the character that I'm playing. I don't have to play this character. I can drop this character right now for a new way of thinking. And people around you may say, hey, you're acting different. Yes, I am, nigga. Yes, I am. And it feels good. You know what I'm saying? So just so we're clear, You don't have to be loyal to the things that you've been loyal to. You can audit, and shit is subject to change based on the results. Do you like the results? And even results that you do like, you still may have to change characters, because the results that I got that I liked started being old, right? You constantly have to reinvent yourself. So got results here. I caught a lick, you know what I'm saying? And it was good. But then 6 months later, 8 months later, a year later, now what? You know what I mean? A lot of us are living in the old cycle because those wins feel good. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Whatever the win was, I understand. I'm with you. It should feel good. So remember, the body can't differentiate a real moment and a false moment. So your body is still there in the where you got the wins. When you're looking at Al Bundy on the couch and he's talking about poke high and how he scored those touchdowns, literally his body's still there. That's the thing about a win. That's why you see a lot of champions, they get the win, they celebrate, and then they're on to the next. They start training again. They put it in their rearview mirror. They're like, yo, I will celebrate later. Now, celebrate your wins, of course, because it's difficult to get a win. So celebrate it. Yeah. But at the same time, don't stay there. Don't stay there, because it'll be 5 years later and you'll still be talking about the old bitches that you had, nigga, when I was out there. You go to jail and it'd be old dudes thinking, shit, I had all the money. You know what I mean? All this, nigga, what? You don't even, you got state boots on. Where your commissary at? Talking about that old shit. You know what I'm saying? This shit is constantly keep on going. You know what I mean? So celebrate your wins, but don't stay there. And you have to propel your body to somewhere else or you'll get stagnant. And you won't even know 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years don't pass. And everything out your mouth is talking about your old stuff. I know, right? This shit can get real tricky. You know what I mean? Living off the old W's. Or you copped the crib, or you bagged the chick, or you got the man, or you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in relationships, the woman gotta tell the man, hey, you gotta revitalize that dick. Cause I've been fucking it for 10 years. And if you want me to continue to smash it and suck it and hit my knees, you have to revitalize it. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep living off of when we met. You know what I mean? And a man to a woman, baby girl. You want me to just be with you for the rest of my life? You got to revitalize that shit. You can't keep walking around here in those panties. Sorry. And no, I'm not going to go to Victoria's Secret for you. That takes the goddamn thrill out of it. I go to Victoria's Secret to buy the shit that I want you to wear. Surprise me, bitch. Right? Because you want to be together, right? So a lot of relationships, the tension goes like this. We're living off the old shit. We got to revitalize the spark. We got to reintroduce each other. You know what I'm saying? We got to date again. You got to change your haircut. You know what I mean? Baby girl, you got to change your perfume. Don't expect a person to still love you off the old shit. That goes for everybody. We are new, right? This is me now. You fucking with me or not? You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to get picked, right? So you got to change the character, right? Because the one you're in has you believing that you are in survival mode. And it's not you that's in survival mode. It's the character that is in survival mode. Check. The body keeps score. Mm. So this is your ugly ass. This is you. This is your body. This is a nigga I'm gonna give him a little shape up. You know what I mean? You know a nigga gotta come through clean. Little J's on. You know what I'm saying? Little chain. You know a nigga gotta have a chain. Little watch. Right. So this everybody right here. There's a score on this body. Right? There's a score on this body. Just like NFL games, there's a score. NBA, there's a score. Baseball, there's a score. Our body got a score too, right? So 5 points, 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. Right? Right? All right. So if you've been raped, molested, that's 5 points on the body. If you had any verbal abuse, that's 5 points on the body. You know what I'm saying? If you've had any devastating trauma, that's 5 points on the body. You know what I mean? 4 points on the body if you grow up poor, right? And you had to see some things. You seen the elders that were supposed to protect you, they was on drugs. That could be 4 points, right? You being socially awkward and you ain't get the girl that you always wanted, or you ain't make the cheerleading team, that can be 3 points, right? 2 points is you've been at the same job a long time and you're living the same life over and over and over and over again, right? 1 point, you could just be a bitch ass nigga, right? But every time something happens to you, it's points. You know what I'm saying? Every disappointment, every missed opportunity, every breakup, every time you're jealous, every time you're insecure, that's a point that goes on the body. Why is that important? Because all the experience that we have points. Now, what you can do on your free time, take a notebook and number some of your experiences, right? If you've been abused, if you've been lied to. Also, number things you did to people too, because you ain't a victim. You done dealt out pain the same way you received it, right? Like, put the number at 500. Now, think about things that you've done and put them in a number. That number is on your body. You're not in survival mode. Your body just is keeping score, right? So you think that life is happening to you when it's just your body. You got to dump some of this shit. You got to get it off you. You're carrying around all the L's. You're carrying around all the pain. You're carrying around all the procrastination. So you're saying, oh, I'm in survival mode. No, it's your body so tense from carrying around all the shit. How do I know? Go back to my page 5 months ago. I went fucking crazy. My body was keeping score. I just couldn't take it no more. I went berserk. This year I've went crazy so many times of who am I? What am I? What am I doing? Somebody save me. My body keeps score. Right? So it's not survival mode. It's you just carrying around shit. You gotta get off me, right? You gotta get off me. Now, how do you get these things off and reset the score, right? First, you have to acknowledge what has happened to you and what you have done, right? Forgive yourself and others. Let it go. See how long you can go without talking about anything on the scoreboard. Only new shit, right? Even myself sometimes, like when I'm talking, I'll be like, kinda. Yeah, I'm about to go. Yeah, I got this kinda, right? Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not sure, huh? Kinda. That's from score, right? Why isn't my language always profound? Kinda, know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? That's body keeping score. That's not a flow. What, right? Like the filler words, believe it or not, that's from carrying around shit. Your language should be profound because you're talking about yourself. So, yeah, man, I got a little job. Baby girl gave me a little piece of pussy. Not the whole thing, just a little piece. Right? You want to be large in your language. But I understand too, depending on how you look, they tell you got to be humble. Right? So you can't be profound and large with your language. But we are trying to get out of the disbelief, the false acceptance of survival mode. So we have to talk big. I am great. I love my life. I'm him. I'm that chick. I'm going places, whatever. And it don't matter how much money I got. It don't matter about my bills. I'm going to find a way to pay this motherfucker. I am large. I'm bigger than this shit. I'm him. I'm her. I'm not being humble. I'm out here. Because when you claim survival mode, no one comes to rescue you. They leave you right there. So in order to get out of it, you got to talk big. I have this going on. I don't got the plan all the way together, but I got the ideal, and I'm going to show up every day for it, even if I only got 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to put to it because I got the kids or I'm married or I have a job. Every day I'm going to put something positive to it, right? What's up with you? Shit. Chilling. You see? What you got popping? What's up with you, my nigga? Oh, shit, you know, same old same. Listen to the language. Oh, man, you know, shit, yeah, I can't call it. You know, that's talking jive and shit. Yeah, you know, cat daddy, you know what I mean? Watching out for the man. That language don't go nowhere. How you doing? Amazing. Nigga, you only got $5. That don't determine me doing amazing. You know how fast your life can change from a $5 person to a $50,000 person very quickly to a $500,000 person very quickly to a $5 million person very quickly in the calendar year, right? Talk big. Why? Because you got to offset the score. Try that. Put the number at 500 and be honest and start writing down, start fleshing out your thoughts about yourself and things that have happened to you and give them a number, right? And when you can't think of anything else, I mean, go all the way back to your childhood. Think of anything. Somebody lied to you. Somebody stole from you. You lied to somebody. I mean, purge. Do your negative confessions. This happened, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that, and give it a score. Leave it all out there. And then see what score your body is. If you're really tough, put the number at 1,000. You know what I'm saying? And if shit, your body got 1,000 points on it, I'm going to sage you. But I got a solution for survival mode. I got a solution. I have a solution. What is the solution, Ken? You mentioned all the problems, right? By the way, I'm back too. What's the solution? Well, I flirted with the solution this year, and I put it to the test, and I'm still putting it to the test. Are you ready for the solution? Now, when I give you the solution, there is no negotiation. There is no but, none of that. When I give you the solution, this is what it is. And I got proof of concept. It's going to sting. It's going to hurt. You're going to take some L's, but you'll be able to reset your body. You ready for the solution? Okay. If you in the chat, the few that's there, if you're ready for the solution, press 7. Go ahead and run down to 7 real quick. Just let me see like 3 sevens. I'll give you the solution. Real quick. I got the solution. I got the solution for those that think they're in survival mode. Can I get 3 sevens? Can I get 2 sevens? What about 1 7? All right, we got 1 7. Shout out to the bro. Bro, we went down for years. All right, we're going to take the 1 7. Tough crowd tonight, right? But it's cool. We're going to get back in the algorithm, right? Oh, we got another 7. Appreciate your love. There. Shout out to the fam. All right, I got the solution. You ready for it? Here we go. Selfish. Selfish. That don't mean community. That could come later. That don't mean grandmama and them. That could come later. It might not even include your spouse. Selfish. Me. Right? This is the solution for thinking you're in survival mode and your body believing it. Selfish transformation. What's that look like? That means I am going to change my life even if it kills me. I am not staying like this. I don't care what I have to do. I am transforming. Might cost me my marriage. It might drive a wedge between me and my child. It might put a distance between me and my career that I've worked so hard for. I don't give a fuck about tradition. I don't care about the gender war. I don't care about shit that's going on this planet. I'm only thinking about one thing and one thing only, and that is transforming. I'm going to be different, even if I have to die in the process. If you ain't on that, then your ass is staying in survival mode. You ain't willing to go all the way to the edge for yourself to change your life, then stay where you at. Stay where you at. Stay in the depression. Stay in the insecurity. Stay into the anxiety. Selfish transformation is the only thing left. You cannot pray this shit away, right? Selfish transformation is the answer for anything going on wrong that's in your life. Selfish transformation is the vehicle that will have you break generational curses for the people that believe in that shit. How do I know? Because I did it. In doing it. In doing it. I had to put myself in a position that I don't care if I live or die, but I'm not being that guy. And I had everything people say they want. All the outside shit that means so much to people. But what's going on in my mind? I still have my mom's death on replay. I'm still having an emotional reaction for things that happened to me as a child. I look good, or so I thought. So I thought. If you ain't willing, first of all, to have a positive suicide, meaning destroy your life to keep your life, destroy the character, destroy the labels, destroy the history, rise up out of the tradition. Oh, a man is supposed to do this. Oh, a woman is supposed to do that. Fuck all of that. Oh, God said, God, man, all of that. It's the same programming. Because you believe that you're in survival mode. You must die positively. You must shed. When you look at a butterfly, no one would believe that that was a caterpillar. So you know it's possible. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how long you've been doing something. You can transform, and you can transform now. If you want. No excuses. You don't have a money problem. You have a character problem. You're not having relationship issues. You have a character problem. You're not in survival mode. You're in character. Get out of the character, right? Look, the person that you've been has gotten you this far. And what you do is you thank that version of you. You have love for that version of you. You honor that version of you. And you gracefully remove yourself from that version of you that got you here, because that version of that version that you've been does not integrate well for the future. You can't take you with you no more. You got to leave it. Right? Because it don't matter. You get a new bag, you get new hair, you get new J's, you get a new car. You keep taking you with you. You are allowed to become something different. You are allowed to step out of who you've been to be a new version. And the only way you won't step out of that version you are is if you have an emotional connection to the past. Man, them days are over. They ain't coming back, dog. They ain't coming back. Those old winds are old. Don't be a pyramid ass nigga. Because you know back in the day, 5,000 years ago, nigga, what? Don't be that. So selfish transformation is something I'm not just talking about. It's something that I live. It works. Is it ugly? Yeah. Is it uncomfortable? Yeah. Is it radical? Yes. But it has to be radical to get you out of the grave that you in. You've been this person for a long time. You have to do something radical. You have to put your life in your hands. Maybe it's not the bread. Maybe it's the character. Lose your mind. Maybe it's not the environment. Maybe it's the character you're in. Lose your mind. Maybe it's not the white man. Maybe it's not the system. Maybe the system is not rigged against you. Maybe the character you're in is doing all the rigging and it got you doing all the nigging. You know, warfare is a tricky thing, right? You'll think that warfare is guns and brute strength. It ain't though, right? Warfare is the battle of the minds. So, much respect to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is.